May 29th, Chris Algieri. When you look at opponents that Amir fights, are you kind of breaking them down and kind of thinking in your head how that particular fight might play out when you're helping decide who would be a good fight, who would be a bad fight?
Well, when we decide opponent, obviously, the trainer's involved quite a lot with the decision, and obviously the fighter himself, Amir, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're the ones who make the decision, to be honest with you. I mean, we'll make the fight then,
Yeah.
but the trainer has to be happy with it, Virgil and Amir, they both have to be happy with the fight. And then as long as they're happy, we're happy with it. Yeah.
Is that a difficult process? For example, obviously when Kell Brook won his fight, he immediately called out Amir for a June 13th fight, and obviously Amir said that he didn't want to fight then because of Ramadan. Obviously Mayweather and Pacquiao, they were fighting each other, so he couldn't get that fight. Broner, that was another fight that was talked about, but I think Broner his people didn't really want the fight or something like that. When you fight a guy, or when you have a guy like Chris Algieri as an opponent who's he's coming off of a loss, but he's coming off a loss against Manny Pacquiao.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you get an opponent like that, and you see other people try and criticize that opponent, does that play into?
People are going to criticize you no matter who you fight.
Right.
To be honest with you, criticism you will get all the time. No matter who you are. I mean, when Amir fought Barrera, they were criticizing him then.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, if he would have lost against Barrera, Barrera was a great guy. Amir beats Barrera. Barrera was finished.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was washed up. Come on, these things happen. Zab Judah, when he fought, everybody was criticizing him. Why is he fighting Zab for? And what Zab went on and since won big guys, big champions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on, and this is the kind of but you're going to get that all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is how it is, and same with when he fought Paulie. People was criticizing him. And Paulie went and won a world title since.
Yeah, true.
And this is, but you're going to get that sort of criticism, But I mean, the thing is, I think sometimes the way Kell's camp comes across, and his promoters, they just go off their heads. I think they go way over the top. The fight can happen, but if they carry on the way they are, it probably will never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this is exactly what happened with Junior Witter and Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened there. And Ricky would have fought that guy, but because of all the crap what was around it, do I need you? Do I don't need you?
That's right. I remember that. That's a perfect example.
And Kell again, Kell, I think he realizes if he gets in there with somebody half decent, he'll lose. So he that's why he's fighting Frankie Gavin. Come on, you calling out Amir, and then you go and fight Frankie Gavin.
Right.
And there were rumors that you're going to fight Marquez and they're going to fight Rios and all them guys. You know what I mean? And Rios was said to him, "I'm ready for you. Come on." Why didn't you fight him? But I think that's the reason. I think Kell's calling Amir out so he can get a good payday.
Yeah.
Before he loses. If he loses, there's nothing left for him then. But I think the fight can happen, but obviously they need to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just let it happen naturally.
Yeah, it'll happen naturally, you know what I mean? Rather than forcing it. If you try to force it, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Because two guys got to agree. If one guy don't agree, it's not going to happen no matter how hard you're going to force it.
True. I also asked Amir this question earlier too, but I'm curious to know your take on it. Obviously you guys, are from the UK and, they have a rich history of boxing, but how important was it for you to say, we need to step out of the UK shadow and come to America and get on the global stage?
Well, exactly, like you just said, that global. If you want to be a global star, you got to come to the USA. The big fights are here.
Yeah.
The big venues are here. I mean, Vegas, and headlining in Vegas. This is every fighter's dream out there. I don't care what part of the world you live in, whether it's England or China or whatever. Your dream is to fight one day in Vegas and top the bill. I think every fighter's dream is, and then that's where you make your name. You know what I mean? And I think it's very important, and for guys from UK to come out, they need to come out. Unfortunately, some of the guys, our guys, they leave it too late. Amir came out early. He's been fighting here for a good while now in US. You know, a good few years now. I mean, I think Ricky left it a bit late. You know, when he came out to US, Naz left it a little bit late. You know, Joe left it a little bit late. Froch never fought, hardly fought in USA. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. How old are you now? You know, you need to move, take a step. You know, I don't know whether they're frightened of coming out or what. I don't know, from their comfort zone. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. You know, they're in that comfort zone there, and they don't want to come out. And Amir made that step. It was he who said to us, guys, I want to go in the US. And that's when initially when he chose to go with Freddie, you know, we came out, met a few trainers, you know, looked at a few guys, and at that time he said, I want Freddie, and we went with Freddie, you know what I mean? And then obviously Freddie taught him what he could, and then obviously there were certain changes wanted to be made, and then obviously, you know, we had had a session with a few other trainers, see who would be better for him, and again, he chose that he should be Virgil, you know, and, you know, Virgil's doing a great job there.
Assuming all goes well, you know, May 29th against Algieri. I mean, obviously, I know who Amir wants to fight. You know, obviously he'll want to fight the winner of Mayweather-Pacquiao. That's a huge fight for him. I know he's dying to have that fight. How big of a fight? I mean, it's a big fight for anyone, but how badly do you want that fight for him?
I think, you know, he's at a stage now, they've got to be big fights. You know what I mean? Big name fights. Not just big fights. Kell Brook fight is a big fight. But it's not what name is it? It's no name. It's only a big fight in England. I mean, guys like Cotto's and Floyd and Pacquiao's and Bradley's, you know, the world wide recognize them. The world will recognize who these guys are. And that's where the stage he's at now. He's in mix with them sort of guys. You know, and that's why he wants these sort of fights.
Well, May 29th, Amir Khan versus Chris Algieri. Let the fans know what they can expect when your son steps into the ring again.
See, the thing is, Algieri is a good boxer. He's a clean boxer, you know. Amir is a good boxer. That's what he needs to be. He needs to stick to his game plan. He's a boxer, and that's what he should be doing, is boxing. I don't think there's anybody out there who would outbox Amir. You know, if he's going to start swinging, then it's a different matter. You know, if one of the guys gets caught, he gets caught. You know. But as far as the technique is concerned, I don't think there's anybody out there who'd outbox Amir in technique. Wow.
So we're going to see a slick boxer on May 29th.
Absolutely.